Hey, yo. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule. Stop in and see what it is I'm up to. It is Saturday, the 10th of September, 2022. Wow, that was a heck of a lightning bolt. It is 77 degrees Fahrenheit out there. 93% humidity, but it's actually raining. 25 degrees Celsius. Feels like temperature is what the temperature is. 77 degrees or so. I am off to do battle with monsters. I had a message waiting for me when I woke up about coming over and watching the kids for a couple hours. So that is where I am going. And like I said, it's raining. It has been raining off and on for quite a bit. Quite a while today. It's been actually raining off and on for the past couple of days, which is good for us. I know there's other parts of the country that could use it, but that's generally the way. These glasses are not fitting in this pocket very well. Yeah, that should be better. So let's see. A couple of things from yesterday. I did get the dashboard pretty much cleaned off. Put stuff back up there, but I got the dashboard pretty much cleaned off. And I did manage to get out last night for, I don't know, maybe a half hour in total. By the time I got my light set up, my camera set up, I've got about 15 minutes, 10 or 15 minutes of pulling stuff out of the back. And the humidity was just too much. Started, getting that. It's hard to breathe. Start getting chest pains. Not worth it. So I did get a bunch of stuff out of the back. Some stuff went back in, of course, when I got done. But I had a couple of blankets back there that I had washed a while ago at my daughter's house. Large blankets, like king size. And my heating blanket and stuff like that. It's actually not raining at the moment. And, even folded up, a king size blanket takes up a lot of space. So I got those in, got them in the house and put away. And then a few other odds and ends in the back. And got more of a general idea of what I actually have back there. One thing I need to do, I have several go bags, several day bags. Also, like there's one bag back there is just slingshots. But then I've got at least 2 go bags in here, or a little bit more than my everyday carry bag. So I really need to go through those. And as I was thinking about that last night when I came in, I mean, I was outside. It was like 3 o'clock in the morning. It was still blech. But well, that's a nice looking barbecue rig. But yeah, I was thinking about those bags last night when I went inside and realized I've got at least 2 go bags inside that I'm not 100% sure what's in them anymore. It's been probably a year since I've grabbed them. So a couple of other things to go through. If nothing else, I need to go through and wash the clothes that are in there, update any medications that I might have in there, et cetera, et cetera. So I may be doing a bunch of go bag videos here coming up. Again, and a lot of it's, I mean, they're built, but I need to refresh my memory on what's in them, and like I said, freshen them up or change them up. Maybe I have different gear that I can put in or whatever. So anyhow, and this road always has these puddles that go either all the way across or almost all the way across. Constantly riding on the wrong side of the road right now. There's some big puddles on that right hand side. Luckily there's no traffic coming. Anyhow, I was thinking earlier today, I had a comment on the fireball I posted last night, and there's multiple meanings behind Fire Up Friday. I'll probably do a full-on video on what it means to me, or why I do it or whatever. And I'm not as regular as some people. I don't do it every Friday. Half the time I'm not even sure that it is Friday. But a lot of it has to do with our veterans and the suicide rate of veterans. And veterans, 22 veterans a day plus take their lives. So that's a lot of people. We lose more veterans to suicide than we ever have to a war. Well, we don't lose veterans to a war, but we lose more veterans to suicide than soldiers in a war. That's more like what I wanted to say. But it's not just veterans. There's other people that suicide. Lots of other people. So it's not just veteran suicide that we need to be aware of. It's suicide in general, and people that are suicidal. So have that number handy. Learn the signs. Of people that are suicidal. I mean, some of them just put on a really good act. I had a talk with my daughter the other day because of a post that she made that scared me. sometimes a little knowledge is dangerous or scary. I mean, I've got psychic courses and what have you because of my medical training, but there's signs to look for, and if somebody suicides and everybody's like, "Oh, I didn't realize," well, yeah, even those of us that should understand or should know don't always recognize it. But anyway, and the fire is even more than that. It's a symbol, to me anyway, of people that we've lost. My mom, my sister, my wife, my cousin, people that have come before us, my grandparents. It's a remembrance. Maybe it's kind of paganistic because lighting a flame to send greetings to the heavens. And I'm not even 100% sure I believe in that, but I think it's basically the sentiment. So, or maybe not sentiment. Sentiment isn't the word I want, but it's the way we feel, and the way it makes us feel. So it's kind of like sitting down at the beach and talking to my sister or talking to my mom. So yeah. There's a lot of different meanings behind it. Take from it what you will. It's just like any other or any art piece. You don't always see what the artist had in mind. You interpret it for yourself, and that's the way it should be. Most artists understand that. Some artists deliberately paint for that or create for that. Not all art is paint, Doc. Symbolic, maybe that's the word I'm looking for. Symbolism. But anyway. If it calls attention to suicide in general, then that's for the good. If it brings to mind, a loved one that you've lost, then that's fine as well. Like I said, to me, it's got multiple meanings. Anyhow. One thing last night I had to do, it actually took me 3 trips to get the stuff that I pulled out of the back of the truck. Not including the stuff, the box of stuff from the dashboard. So that was the 4th trip. I did that one earlier in the day, or earlier in the evening, and then, like I said, it was 3 o'clock or so when I went out to get when I went out to do the back of the truck. And I did 2 trips in with the stuff after I pretty much cleaned everything up. I took down my light and camera and whatever. Oh, excuse me. And I took in, I did 2 trips into the house. The second trip I stepped wrong or moved wrong on the step or something, and that pain in my back just was aggravating me. Flared up. And I was already huffing and puffing because of the humidity and staying out there too long. So I ended up waiting a little bit, calming down, getting my breath back. Took a couple of pills and got my back to settle down. And then I went out and got to last a little bit. But and it's still just a little naggy ache back there right now. I don't know. If it isn't better in a couple of days, I may have to actually go see the doctor about it. Get some testing done. Make sure it isn't something more serious than just a pulled muscle. I do have kidney problems, so that's always something to keep in mind. And it's like anything else, I've got heart conditions, so anytime I have angina or indigestion, and it's like, do I need to go to the doctor? No, let's take some, let's try to treat symptoms first. And generally that's what turns out to be. So I'm more or less certain that this is just another muscle that's decided to act up. But like I said, sometimes you can't be too careful, You also really can't ignore things. I have a friend who's a diabetic, and he totally ignores it. He doesn't test himself. He doesn't eat the proper foods, even close to. I mean, I get it. I'm not the best one to complain about somebody's diet. I have terrible eating habits. But I also try to moderate that, with salads and tuna fish and chicken and what have you. But he doesn't. His diabetes flares up. So far, he hasn't been into a diabetic coma, but it's just a matter of time. So, anyway, talking about diets and whatever, I bought that. Excuse me. I bought that cottage cheese. I wanted to make up my cottage cheese and olive cracker spread. Didn't have any olive, so I bought that. I bought a jar of basically muffalata relish, and I made a bowl of that up last night, and it was tasty, but it was not what I was looking for. It didn't have the salty vinegar bite. It had more oil to it. Like I said, it worked. It was good. Just not what I was looking for. And I think that relish or spread or whatever it is that they actually call it, I think they call it a relish. It is tasty. It'll be tasty on a sandwich, maybe even on a hot dog or a hamburger. But I'm not sure I want to make it. My brakes are wet. I'm not sure I want to make it up as cottage cheese again. But then on the other hand, I'm like, it was kind of tasty. maybe you ought to. You know, you can't say it wasn't nasty. You know, it wasn't like, oh, I can't eat this. It was like, put a little bit more on a cracker, and that's good. It's not what I want, but it's good. So, or it's not what I'm craving, or what I was anticipating. I'm not sure exactly what, but it wasn't what I had in mind. But it's not bad. So the only real problem with it is it's kind of expensive, especially nowadays. I mean, that jar was probably $2 something 2 years ago. Now it's almost $5. So it's just like the canned spray cheese, you know, gets a push a little nozzle, it comes out. I used to think they were expensive at like $1.50, $1.75. Now they're close to $3, maybe more, because they were $3 the last time I tried them. But that's one of those things that, you know, you treat yourself occasionally, and then you get kind of stuck on it. I think I've been through 5 or 6 cans in the past 2 months. What I need to do is make up some pimento cheese. Make up my version of pimento cheese, which is spicier. Oh, and I filled out a survey thing. You know, what do you like or dislike or whatever? One of those things on Facebook. And one of the things was about peanut butter, I think. Anyway, my answer was, you know, do you like creamy or chunky? Well, I like creamy and spicy. And I got asked, where do you get spicy peanut butter? And I think she's also a subscriber, so I don't know. But I make it. I dockify it. I take one of my hot sauces and add it to the peanut butter. And I've been doing that for ages. It used to be like, you know, I'd do it, you know, years back, and the old miss would grab my peanut butter to make a sandwich for one of the grandbrats or for herself or whatever, and get lit up. You know? So I'd get in trouble for it. So I stopped mixing the whole jar. And it wasn't until recently that it was like, you're the only one in this house. You're the only one eating this stuff. Go ahead and spice it up. So anyhow, that's the last turn, people. We are almost to the destination. So let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs down or a thumbs up. Leave me a comment wherever it is y'all leave comments on your internet access device of choice. I really appreciate y'all coming along and listening, and I appreciate the support. So if your loved ones are nearby, give them a kiss and a hug. If they're not, give them a call. Hit them up on Facebook. Let them know you think about them. Let them know you love them. We promise tomorrow, people. We promise our next breath. Till I see y'all again, I hope you have a fandoculous day. Lots of y'all. Bye-bye. Just pulled in. The 2 grandboys are out riding their bikes in the driveway. See y'all.